stamp there. So stamp there. I think it's very clear. 6 May 2026. It's a very good one. It's a very good one. Yeah. Any more questions? Yes, we can share with you the full submission. We can share with you the full submission. Yeah.
Communities and my expectations. How since we were about to learn now, what we told her now. When I got to the society, the Shaka Poshere, you was in the Silver.
Okay.
So my advantage is you are one of the Shaka, she said, I want to be sissy. So the master specifically matter number 80 needs a meaning as a lot of implement. When I guess the implement what good are they achieving? Those are money. Even the media, you are little free confusion.
Yes.
You remember say this one another for long time marriage and then tell
No change.
Even the Yama Boshi knows that this is one achievement in the achievement. Because you have to start the current environment. So there should be more advantages. It's more creature the media about this question in the discipline. Then the other issue in the who is going to audit their performance? This is what happens. How we are guys and I'm good in and my MPs every week we meet my MPs, but she meet my resident and it's my MPs, my mom told me about who is not performing and it's so that few of them are names. Clarification into how are the people going to be audited during this process of 7 years? You can just
okay.
Because she would do anyone in progress, she would do anyone in development.
I think maybe I'll just answer on the first one. Year development, kuti why 7 years? One of the things that we are looking for is continuity. One of the biggest examples that I can give in Zimbabwe is the Gwai Shangani Dam, which was started in 1912 as a discussion. And around 1920, they discussed it again. They wanted to start it, but it wasn't started. It was only in early 2000 when they started looking into starting to build the dam. Why? Because changes in governance usually means changes in policy. So whenever somebody comes, there is no continuity because everybody prioritizes whatever it is that they want to do at that particular time. So when someone comes in, they've got their own vision that they've got, and they want to see that vision come to pass. So somebody then does not focus on Gwai Shangani, which was discussed in 1912. But now we see that in the Second Republic, one of the things that you see is most of the major projects that have happened in Zimbabwe were actually done within the Second Republic. And another justification that we also see is when we got in, when the Second Republic came in, we know that we had COVID. So we obviously we had about 2 years of not doing anything. There was no development, everything was shut. So we also look at those years that are also missing. So when Gwai Shangani was started in 2014, I think there was discussion again around it. But the Second Republic, when they took over, it's now almost close to completion. You look at Joshua Ntabunko Nkomo refurbishment airport. It was done within the Second Republic. Robert Mugabe Airport was finished within the Second Republic. Trabablas, let's talk about Wange substation 7 and 8, Second Republic. We are looking at development of malls all over Zimbabwe. You go to Zimbabwe, you go all over Zimbabwe, there is no place where you don't see construction is taking place. And that tells you that there is work that is being done. That tells you that there is development that is happening in a nation. So we are saying we want continuity, because if we change and we get into 2028, then we change. Somebody else will come in with their own vision. They will not talk about Kunji Dam, which wants to bring water into Harare right now. Somebody is not going to think about it. They will probably start thinking about putting maybe an aeroplane for private jets. They'll start thinking about other things that they want to do. So basically what we're talking more is we're talking about continuity. That's what we're talking about. This is one of the biggest advantages that we are looking at on the 7-year term. I don't know if you want to add on something.
No, we have to clap your hands. This one. I think we have to clap your hands. I'm a chairman.
No, I think she touched 4.
Yeah, touched on.
That is the main reason for us, asking or requesting and supporting Cape 3 and the clause that is proposing to extend, not extend, add the extended one election. Let me say add 2 years, only 2 years on the current tenure of the president. Is because of what Ms. Miga, the prophet, said here, that in 1912 there was some policy adoption by the white settler regime, and in 1980, actually 1980 is when we adopted. And then in 2004, thereabout, we tried. But in 2017, now we are seeing the actual construction of Waya and Shangaan Dam. And it is about, so we are saying we want to aid to this stage so that the people in Matabele, they can get clean water. The people in Matabele, they can also engage in farming. And I think this is actually a reasonable request. Thank you very much.
Thanks. So I think it answers your question. What my communities actually benefit say. They need water, and there's now water problems in Bulawayo. That Gwai Shangaan Dam is going to assist in terms of water. People want to drive on nice roads. So development benefits the people. Yeah. I don't know if we answered you in full. Yeah. Yes.
Sorry, I don't want to sound political, but I'm not political, but critics of the bill. I hope you guys will get it.
Oh yes. Oh yes. We've taught it.
So the question is, from critics, I'm not one of them.
We understand. We understand. It's okay. We know.
That's all right.
Yeah, they say that among other things which are not good about the bill is that there is no one man, one vote anymore. State parliament will vote for people. So remove the one is president.
I may want to. Can we say that in South Africa there is no one man, one vote? Can we also? I also pose another question. In the UK, is there no one man, one vote? Can we say maybe in Botswana, is there no man, one vote? The idea is, for example, I also pose a question again in answering your question. Our mayors in this country, they are elected by the councillors, and we call them our mayors. You do understand? They are elected by the councillors, and to us it's democratic. To us is something that is sound. Do you understand? Because it's actually one of the most important things about this thing is that the people, the masses, the majority of our people, they are the ones who are going to elect the members of parliament. They are not going to be appointed. We are going to elect our members of parliament. You understand? And then we give them power. We are the one empowering them to go and appoint or elect a president. I don't know if I answered you a bit well, because you are saying one man, one vote. We are voting for the member of parliament. The power to vote is not being taken away from us because we are voting for the member of parliament. It's just an electoral system. That is not taking away the power to vote or the right to vote.
I just want to add on what the chairperson was saying. Because democracy is about representation, is it? And you find that the same countries which you claim that they've got mature democracy, you say South Africa has mature democracy, you say UK has mature democracy, but the president in South Africa is voted in parliament. I mean, he's elected by the parliament. Prime Minister in UK is elected by the Senate and parliament. So it's a contradiction in terms of perspective. You see, so you vote an MP. MP is the one who represents you in parliament. So that's democracy. Democracy is about representation. Yeah. Yes.
All right. You spoke about democracy being part of representation.
Yeah.
And you are part of the scholarships when it comes to education. We actually hoped and beg to hear more about the education system. So now bringing it back to the question that I have for you is that how does the Camp 3 integrate local culture, and also what do they need what do they take into educational approach to the development?
Only got development. So Before my colleagues answer, I think they didn't hear you clearly, but I heard. You can repeat. You can repeat. Yeah.
So my question is, how does CAP 3 integrate local culture and needs into the educational approach for rural development? Since you said you are coming through as scholars.
As professionals.
Scholars.
So, as professionals, we don't read in isolation. We read in collectivity. Yes, because the same government which is in support of CAP 3 is the same government which designed the national strategy, development strategy. You know it. Yes. So that one touches specifically how the government is going to promote education. If you go into the national development strategy, it touches a lot on that. So the CAP 3 is about constitutionalism, in making sure that we make sure that this government continues with policy conformity. But if you want more specificity, you go into the national development strategy.
Maybe on the accessibility, what improvements are going to be made?
Come again?
Accessibility, especially, I'm focusing mostly on the rural side.
Okay.
Because most of the time they're left out. So when it comes to accessibility, what improvements are coming through?
Yeah, that one I don't want to be talking alone. I will leave to my colleagues later. Yes. So the government of Zimbabwe have got devolution ministers. You know, because remember Zimbabwe has different provinces. Myself, I come from Matabeleland North. And my people from my region, they always say that you are isolated, but we are isolated. But we have got devolution ministers. We have got, these are offices. Those are provisional offices which can be accessed or consulted anytime, you know. Yeah, and these devolution ministers, they represent those provinces where they bring their grievances to the government to say, for example, the Guaishangani Dam is on that side. The roads are being refurbished, the Vic Falls roads, Bulawayo roads is that side. So in terms of local culture, or what we call decentralization, or what we call devolution, I think that's what you're trying to say. So devolution already, the SANU-PF as a government has been very sharp and progressive in terms of development compared to the opposition. That one I don't want to go into it in detail. Because recently, if you check the last election, 2023, this president of the so-called opposition was being criticized for isolating, leaving out local candidates. You know, but in ZANU-PF there was nothing like that. So I think ZANU-PF is far ahead in terms of recognizing local government and local people.
Can you just add on?
Yeah.
All right. If I can just add on, you spoke about the issue of rural engagement. If you look at what the ministry, the ICT, has been doing, it has been going to the rural sector to ensure that people who are in the rural areas can get access to internet. Right now, I'll promise you 90% of people in this room have a phone that goes on the internet, and that is what connects them to the world. So if we can bring the internet to the child who is in the rural areas, definitely we are opening them up to other opportunities that they would never have known about if they did not have access to the internet or a phone that enables them to ensure that they engage with the global society. So that is some of the things that our government has been doing through its ministry to ensure that there is rural engagement. So I'll just give over to my colleague if she can add as well.
I would like to add on to the fact that what we are advocating for here is policy continuity, right? And I think in our previous presser, the first presser that we made, we highlighted the fact that this government, that is the current government that is there, is very inclusive. And so Isusu as an association, we have actually started collecting database throughout the country. We have representatives in all provinces, and one of our initiatives also goes on into outreach programs that go into those marginalized areas, where we go in and do coaching and also mentorship programs. So I think we will, as we are in support of this amendment bill, and we will be able to get into those areas as an association with our representation. We will get those to hear those voices that are marginalized. We'll hear what they need, and we can always advocate for them as an association.
Thank you.
But I also have another question when it comes to issues to do with the girl child.
Okay.
Sorry?
When we get to talk about
The girl child.
what also is being done to the girl child in the rural area. Currently, they don't have much access to, let's say, sanitary way. What also is being done about this situation?
So I was telling the ladies to answer that one. I think they are good. Yes.
I don't know sanitary.
Yeah? Well, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think some of these issues. That's why we have got. That's why our
The National
government.
Development Strategy.
That's why our government allows non-governmental organizations to operate. Yeah, because you as a citizen, you can see a problem. Then if you find that maybe the government is not reaching there, ZANU-PF government allows you to approach them to say, guys, I'm doing a problem of sanitary issues, girl child. You know, we have got many ministries that can assist. You know, ministries of welfare, etc. You can approach that ministry. They can assist you. You get some funds. You don't. We as ZIPSA, we are here. So if you find that you have got such an issue and then you're not being heard, I think you come to us. We can knock the doors for you. We can knock the doors.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Just to add one lastly, what we have seen, like what Dr. Lefikani has already stated, that NGOs can approach relevant stakeholders and be assisted, and not just to be assisted sanitary way that you use today and it's already gone, but we're also advocating for those long-term whereby we have reusable sanitary way, so that even the girl child in the rural areas is catered for. Say you have your sanitary way that is reusable. I believe we all know that we now have that, whereby you can, after using it, you can wash it and then use it again. So those are some of the things that we think that the government is also advocating for, to ensure that even the girl child in the rural area, she is also catered for.
Thank you. I think we're done.
Thank you so much.
I think we're done.
We don't want to close. Maybe there's another one with another question. Thank you. We have got Zimbo Live. We have got Herald. We have got which media house? Did I leave out? Is it? Huh? Oh, okay. Is it? Bahasha. Oh, Bahasha. Okay. Sorry? Oh, quiet in Sunday. Zim Papers. Zim Papers. Yes. Which other media house? Oh, Sunday Mail. Yes, Sunday Mail. Oh, okay. Nice one. So we are expecting publication after the. I don't know how long you're going to take. If you've got any issue, please communicate.